are a lot of different ways that you consume content every day. When you watch television, think about it. You just kind of sit back and you absorb the content that's being sent in your direction. When you're browsing the internet, on the other hand, you're actually sifting through content and you're searching and finding particular things that interest you, help you, or are generally useful. If something isn't helpful or entertaining, you quickly move on. So in order for people to browse through content quickly enough to find the things that are most useful for them on the internet, they need to be able to scan it quickly. Now, you may think that only a few of your readers are scanning your content, but studies actually show that it's much more than you'd expect. Jacob Nielsen, who is a prominent engineer and researcher, conducted a usability study in which he found that 79% of all readers are actually scanning content rather than reading it fully. Now, this number is not shrinking. It's probably actually going up. So you can either help them along by making it easier for them to scan, or you can ignore this trend and watch your readers decline. So here are some ways to make your content even more scannable for your readers who just want to scan through it quickly. First, make sure that you present your conclusion or thesis in the beginning. You want to make sure that the reader understands exactly what they're going to get and then provide examples and build upon that topic as the content goes. Next, you want to make sure that you use subheaders. Subheaders are a great way to tell a story and guide people through the content without them having to dive into the paragraph itself. Make sure that your subheaders build upon one another, so if people are just reading those, they understand the flow of how the article goes. You want to make sure that you break up the text with frequent line breaks. People get really intimidated by huge chunks of text, so make sure your paragraphs aren't too long. It's also a good idea to bold your content, so highlight key phrases, concepts, or even use pull-out quotes in order to show something really insightful. You also want to leverage bullet points and numbered lists. People like these because they break up the text visually, but they also break things down into more bite-sized chunks that they can consume individually. And finally, it's really important that you read over all of the text that you've highlighted, whether it's through bolding, through bullet points, numbered lists, or through the subheaders. All of those things that you've highlighted throughout the article should guide a reader who's scanning through a basic storyline without them having to dive into the text fully. So remember, people scanning your content doesn't mean that they're not engaged with it. It's just them optimizing the use of their time. If what they scan is really useful, they'll probably go back in and read it in depth, and they'll also be more likely to come back to your content in the future. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe for more awesome content from Docstoc. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave me a comment.